We are live. I'm excited because we about to talk about some global money moves. And oh my, I love talking about money. I love talking about wealth. But more importantly, guess what? I love to be around boss women making boss moves and just really expanding the territory. So, you know what? We start on time, we end on time, and hopefully, the people who are supposed to be here are here, but I need to introduce Jay Carter. Okay, so let me give you some backstory on how I met Jay. I'm a mortgage broker. She's a real estate agent. We're located in Ohio, but we do business all over. And when I met her, let me tell you, when I sat in her presence, she was all the way together, all the way professional. She had her team, training her team. She had the system going. She had client follow up. And I'm sitting up here like I am just, I am just, what is that? I'm in the audience. Like that's what I'm talking about. I love to be with those type of people in that presence. And then when we worked together on a couple deals, I was able to get some things done for her. And it was just an awesome experience. So that's my experience with her. But I need to read her bio. Okay. So let me read her bio. Jay Carter, a global real estate agent, Airbnb, Superhost. Did you hear me? Superhost, an international investor. She has a team that helps entrepreneurs leverage HELOCs, creative financing, and group investing strategies to buy properties overseas and to build wealth. She secured deals in Ghana, Dubai, and many more. She's showing people how to break out of the US bubble and tap into the global opportunities. So I feel blessed to be right here, right now. You guys know what my mission is. Mortgage is the vehicle, wealth is the destination. And I want to put forth to you people who can help you get there, but also to people who have been through the journey of home ownership so they can inspire you. So that's why we're here. That's why I'm excited to be talking to Jay Carter, the international real estate agent and investor. Jay, take the floor. Tell us a little bit about yourself. How did you get into this global market? It's just, I'm ready. I'm a student right now.
What's left for you to say? You did an amazing job. Now, should I leave? Like, I leave. But no, I mean, so what happened with me getting into the global market was honestly me just being kind of burnt out on the local domestic market. I mean, there was actually a period of time, which where I was doing real estate at a high level here in Ohio, and then my brain just tapped out. I was just burnt out completely of real estate, and I kind of like switched careers for a couple years, and
Mm-hmm.
then I linked up with a organization of international real estate professionals who were
Wow.
doing exactly like, well, actually, let me go back. 2022, I went to a real estate conference. It was called Licensed and Unbothered. And that's when I was introduced to the idea of doing real estate as a Black woman doing real estate in Dubai, because there was a broker
Mm,
who just opened up her brokerage in Dubai. And I
mm-hmm.
was like, wait a minute, so we can do bigger things here? And so that kind of cracked the door for me open.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then I started to kind of just like, I was still backing off and getting into this different career lane and kind of just starting over that way. But I
Mm-hmm.
always kind of kept my eyes to the street. So I
Mm,
already started to, make relationships and outside of the country, because I was just so confused of how are people doing people that look like us, especially doing real
mm-hmm.
estate in other countries. Like, what's the licensing requirements?
Mm-hmm.
How do you network? How do you even get clients? Who are the clients? There's just so many questions. So I
Mm-hmm.
started to slowly develop relationships over there just through people I know in my personal life. If you
Wow.
don't know, I'm a Jamaican, so that kind of says a lot. But
Mhm. I
I'm
know
definitely
she's a
Jamaican.
she's a
So
hustler. When I tell you that, I do know that.
Right. So with that, I kind of already have like the international network in my family and then also in my friend base. So I just feel like it was just a slow build up over time, just meeting people, putting myself in certain like social groups and getting to know more and more people of different cultures. And eventually I was actually able to build relationships with people on the ground in certain countries.
Mhm.
And that kind of started the Airbnb of it all,
Mhm.
kind of like sourcing. Okay, like let's start working on international Airbnbs because I was already doing it here in the U.S.
Mhm.
Then I that led to me connecting with someone who is also an international real estate agent, but she's more like a coach. Like she's an international real estate agent coach, and
Mhm.
she when I saw her actually being on the ground doing property tours, I was like, wait a minute, okay,
Wow.
let's go. What do we
Mhm.
need to do? So
Mhm.
under her, I started to really get access to the selling portion of it, not just me investing, but also okay, now let's sell and how and who. Like I said, the questions I couldn't get answers for before because there's no platform for us to get that kind of information. There's really only one person right now in the United States that I know that looks like us that is
Mm.
opening doors for people that also look like us to get that education, like that the
Mm.
direct connection to
Mhm.
other investors, developers, just establishing those relationships and then showing us that it can be done so that we can do it also on our own. So
Wow.
that's kind of, I've just been doing that, and then following her trainings, and kind of share like getting ideas from her, but then
Mhm.
also myself because now that I got the sauce, researching on. So,
Well,
also myself being able to like make my own relationships with developers and, establish my own kind of like community. And so we're just growing and growing. Right now we have Dubai, Punta Cana, which I just sold a 2 bedroom in Punta Cana,
mm.
from Ohio. I
Mhm.
just sold a 2 bedroom in Punta Cana from Ohio, which is awesome.
That's
Um,
that's amazing.
thank you. We have Kenya that's coming up. We're going to start promoting that next. That's inside the community. We're going to start promoting that next month. Kenya, Ghana, Nigeria,
Mm.
which I am actually working on my first piece of land in Nigeria. So that's exciting right there. And who else do we have right now? Oh, Tanzania. That's another one that you'll start to see me promote a lot. Tanzania. So we're slowly growing. We're slowly growing as the community makes more relationships with different developers, and then also quality in developers too, because you want to make sure that it's not just any person that we're working with over there. We want to make sure that because my target market is people here in the U.S., it's already going to be some type of fear based investment because it's the unknown. So the least that
Mm.
we can do on our end is do our due diligence to make sure that we're connecting with quality, trustworthy, creditable, accredited developers overseas. So yeah, that's the story of how I got started.
Oh my goodness. So it's a couple of things in that that I heard. But the
Mhm.
biggest thing that I did hear was relationships. You never know what that one relationship is going to do, right? How it's going to catapult you to the next level, right? And
Mhm.
then I already know you gonna boss up and and get everything. But one of the things I do admire about you is that you don't keep the information to yourself. You share. It's
No.
all about building up a community, right? And helping other people build wealth. That's just basically it. We get the knowledge, and sometimes we got to go through the school of hard knocks, right? But
Oh, for
so our
sure.
school of hard knocks kind of helps the next person that we meet to kind of help them level up. So now we've been through it, we've tried and trued it, and now we're coming to share it with you. And so
Mhm.
I like to bring these conversations down to the level of, for that person who want to do something but they're not sure of what to do, how to do it, or that person that they think it's just not possible. What would you say to them?
In regards to investing overseas,
Yeah.
okay, so I mean, I thought it was impossible until like 3 years ago. I thought it was impossible. So I would just say get around people who are doing it. It really all goes back to what we just was talking about relationships, and then also finding people that's doing it is kind of impossible too. So I would just say just get with me. Join my community. I actually have a community. It's called the Diaspora Investment Club, and it is we just anybody that joins the community, we share on the ground information, we share updates, we share proof constantly of what's going on. Not to mention, we connect you with tax professionals, international tax professionals, international legal, because that's important too, and we make sure that you have all the resources that you need to get started. So, to answer your question, just get around the right people because you will never believe that it can be done if you don't see it being done in real life. I'm not just talking about what you see on TikTok or what you
Hmm.
might, you can YouTube a bunch of stuff, but you don't know those people. You don't have access to those people. You don't know what's real and what's not. And it's
Hmm.
serious business to invest overseas. That's a lot of risk. If initially your first investment is going to feel like the most riskiest thing because it's like the unknown.
Hmm. Now, wait a minute.
Um,
I want to put that information in the chat. So spell it for me. Where,
so it's
how
actually
should they?
on. You can. It's the Diaspora Investment Club, and then the link is on my link tree. So there's link tree slash INJ Carter underscore, and you can. It is $49 a month. You can cancel anytime, but the $49 a month covers all of the information that we do. We have, investor challenges. Like I said, we bring on legal. We give you direct access to the people that you need to get started and a lot of information. And then just, a community of people that's also doing it too. And those people are here in the United States. So they're not, those people are regular homeowners, not, somebody that's super special that's like, look at me, I'm investing. These are just regular people who are leveraging their current properties here in the United States, which we'll talk about in the future, different ways you can do that, and investing into properties overseas. So, that's kind of a comfort to know they're just like you.
Right. And then also too, when we think about, even when you think about the fee, that's nominal to the money that you can make. You know what I mean? And you, when you think about your risk level, you think about retirement, you think about kind of like the cash flow, but it's about the knowledge is power and the information is, I mean, the information is invaluable, right? It's like once you have the information, nobody can take that away from you. They can take away the physical things, but nobody can take away your knowledge. Let's talk about Airbnbs, right? Even here, a lot of people do the Airbnbs, right? So is that still a way to go? Is it still lucrative here? Let's compare the Airbnb market to the United States and to abroad from what your
Okay.
experience is.
So there was a point in time I actually had 27 Airbnbs here in the United States, and I would say it was good while it was good, and then when it went down, it just was like a catastrophe. It crashed, and so it's I would say Airbnb here is still good, but you have to do it differently because the economy is changing here in the United States. There's there's not the market for when I first started my Airbnb, I think it was in 2021. I was able to grow my Airbnbs like 800% in 1 year. It was crazy. I just kept getting more and more and more and more and more because I was fully booked. People were booking all year round. I had some in Ohio, I had some in Dallas, Texas, I had some in Houston, Texas, and they were just getting booked and life was good. And I just was not prepared for the crash at all. And when it did, and when I say crash, because I was doing something called apartment arbitrage, which means that, or rental arbitrage, which means that I was utilizing apartments who had who had vacancies and needed,
Mm-hmm.
just someone to rent the apartment. And I was, leveraging them by getting a contract with them and being able to take a certain amount of units, but I still had to be responsible for the rent. So
Mm-hmm.
regardless if I got booked or not, I'm paying rents for this place, this place, this place. Girl, I got to drink water on that. It got.
You know what? Again, like I said, right? It's I love talking to people who live it as well as teach it, right? Because now I can learn from your experience, right? And as I went through my story, I was like, wow, I started doing what I'm doing out of my pain and struggle. It's like not wanting people to go through that, but also to showing them that it's a different way. So it's like you can go to the school of hard knocks, or you can pay $50 and learn from from the school of hard
And
knocks.
don't be, even
Learn
when you pay them $50, don't think that you won't ever make a mistake. You'll just have the support to try to buffer the mistake or help clean it up for you or with you. But
abs-
you cannot be afraid of failure and then still want to be successful. They don't go together. They're not evenly yoked. You
they're
have to
not.
you gotta fail a little bit.
So we're not here to sell some false dreams or some false hopes or
Mhm.
anything of that nature. We're here to give information. So one of the things that I like I say, mortgage is the vehicle and wealth is the destination. A lot of people, like even current homeowners, I wanted to talk about leveraging what you have, right? To
Mhm.
build wealth more. I always tell people with a home equity line of credit or the equity that you have into your house, right? It depends on your goals and your risk level. I'm always about setting a plan, right? You have a plan, you know what your goals are, just don't jump into anything. But once you jump into, or once you're ready to take that next step after you've figured out your plan, you have a resource that a lot of people get scared to use. And I want to show people how to rethink their mind, right? It's not about you're leveraging your house and then you're going to be homeless. It's about making strategic and smart moves to
Mhm.
minimize your risk. We're not saying it's no risk, but to minimize your risk. And with that plan, you can kind of like move forward. So go ahead and speak to that.
Yeah, so I mean, just get into the Airbnb part because that's kind of part of the HELOC packages because you want to be able to pay that HELOC back. So putting the Airbnb into this investment overseas, a lot of the times the if you buy from one of the developers that we work with, they actually manage the Airbnbs for you. They'll manage it for you. They'll put it on. They'll market it for you, regardless if it's on Airbnb or their own internal marketing. They will, take a certain management percentage out. But the thing is, you don't have to be there. So essentially, that's passive income for you. They will take care of your guests. They will turn over everything. And this is true in pretty much all of the countries that we sell in. I know definitely in Punta Cana, definitely in Ghana, and I believe so in Dominican. No, that is Punta Cana, Dubai, and I believe so in Dubai. So that takes also some of the risk from you because you're not just hiring outside people that you don't know and don't have a good relationship with. You're hiring the people that built and manage the unit to manage your short term rental for you. Now, when you utilize something like a HELOC, this is perfect. That's why when I initially got started in international, the first thing I did was reach back out to my old clients who I built new construction homes with because I knew that they had a certain amount of equity in their house that they could use. I do agree that there's a certain level of fear for some reason when it comes to a HELOC because I did mention it to a couple people and I had to kind of like work through some fears with them first. They were like, yeah, but I got to pay the HELOC back. It's that's like getting another loan. I'm like, well, first of all, I don't want you to refinance because they will start everything all over again. And but if you did a HELOC, you'll be able to use some of that equity and use it as a line of credit but then have your Airbnb start to pay back some of the HELOCs that some of the line of credit that you're using against your house. And after all, I mean, you have all this equity. Why not? And you're not starting over your rent more. You're not restarting your mortgage over and putting another 30 years. You're doing real estate investing a smart way because you're already a real estate investor when you purchase your first house. You became an investor into real estate, regardless if it was your first or regardless if you were living in the house or not. You invested into that real estate. Now, think about long-term wealth, passive income. The ability that also investing internationally unlocks so many more, so much more doors for you than just having real estate internationally. You got access, you got tax incentives, you have access to dual citizenship, you have access to, it's just a lot. And then also, you can get out the country and stay in your own house. That is in your bloodline, from years to come. It opens up so many additional doors after that for you and your family. And honestly, I know you have, Fannie Mae, I know you have wealthy clients. What percentage of your wealthy clients have real estate outside of the United States?
I would say zero.
What?
And then I say that because what it's the fear. That's why I'm doing these things, right? It's the fear of leveraging what they have, right? That's the biggest thing. It's the fear and the unknown. That's why even when we're talking about home ownership, just rethinking how you consider what a home is. Do you use it as an asset, or is it really just a liability, right? And so, and then what is those goals? And that's why I'm doing these money talks and these wealth building talks to really help change people's minds. And then you don't have to be wealthy though, right? You can leverage what you have, because a
Yeah,
lot of us right now, because of the appreciation in the market, we're sitting on six figures of equity and it's just sitting there.
literally. I
It's literally
literally have
sitting there.
clients that I have to talk off the ledge all day. Like, I'm scared. I don't, but 800, high credit score. Like, they have what it takes to do the thing. And they're just quiet. But what if this and what if that and what if this? And I don't want to lose my house. And I'm like, if you get a HELOC on your house, why would you lose unless you go to Vegas and blow the whole thing and never pay it back? You're fine.
I
You can
tell
actually
everybody in real estate, you make your money when you buy it. If you buy right, that's when you make your money. If you already did your numbers and you want to be conservative, you want to do it at the kind of like the worst case scenario, then you want to have a backup plan. It's just not about jumping into something. I am not about that. I am about having a wealth plan to help supplement your income, because things are, COVID changed a lot. I'm gonna just say that COVID just changed a lot for a lot of people. And then now it's just time to rethink wealth, and we can bring it down to the average American. I always say your house is a forced savings account, right? You got to live somewhere, pay yourself. You get two opportunities to build wealth with your house: principal reduction and the appreciation of the market, which add into your equity. And then what you can do once you realize that equity, you can invest in other things to help pay that back, plus give you passive income. It's two for one, two for one. We just have to open up our minds and not be um and be strategic
scared.
about.
Don't let fear lead. Because people are so focused on, I want to pay my house early. I want to pay my house off early.
Oh
And
my.
I'm thinking, why? You like for me, because when you pay your house off, there's no more equity. There's no more leverage.
Well, it's just sitting there. It's
This
just
is
literally,
unbelievable.
it's like
Now you can put the
literally
money
sitting
back
there.
on it.
I couldn't hear you. Go ahead.
I said you could put the mortgage, you could cash out refinance or put the mortgage back on the house, but that defeats the purpose. While you already are in a mortgage, utilize the equity while you have it to invest in more real estate and then use that to pay off your house early if that's your goal. But you have to be smart. If you don't have anything else but you own a house, you really have everything.
That say that again. Say wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. I'm a hold on. Wait, I need for you to say that loud. Like say that one more time.
If you don't have anything else going for you right now, but you own a house with a little bit of equity, let me put that disclaimer in there. You have everything that you need.
There you
Also,
go.
you need
Go ahead.
the credit still needs to be together, but you can work on that.
Absolutely. And that's the key, right? Um I am so excited. Oh man, look, my husband probably cringing in his feet right now because we gonna be talking about this international global investments. That's why I couldn't
Everybody,
wait to get on this call because I do real estate investing. I've been investing since I was 22, just because I understand how money works, and I know that that's part of it. I do other things too, but that's one of the things, is that it's just, I believe in this so many benefits. And sometimes the average person, that's the biggest purchase that they make in their lives is their home, right? And so now we have a lot of wealth stuck into the house. Now what do we do with that? Can we live mortgage free? Yes, you can. Can you obtain generational wealth and have other people pay your mortgage without the stress of managing, finding tenants? It's different, like property managers, like you said, getting the people who specialize in that. You don't have to specialize in it. We're paying the professionals to do that for us and receiving passive income. Think about it like this. I just had this thought. So you have your money in the savings account, right? It's getting 0.0000%, right? But someone else is kind of like managing that, right? Giving you that money, the bank, right? So you can hire a professional to do that as well, but get a higher rate of return.
ooh,
That's
can
how
we talk
I
about ROI a little bit
say
since
that
we're
again.
here? Can we talk about ROI a little bit since we're here?
Yes, let's go.
Because we have different, because some people that watch this they feel like they are financially savvy, but they do want to, ROI is important, because if I'm doing all of this and I'm doing a HELOC and I'm taking out the line of credit, why, they might have other investment vehicles going on, like let's say a high yield savings account. We know typically high yield savings account may give you a 4 to 5% return just by having your money sit there. And I know some of my clients will take that money out the bank and put it into something like a high yield savings account because of that return. Also, we have other people that have their 401k, and they're like, well, why not just put money in a 401k in a stock market that, what's it called? The S&P 500 usually averages about, some people say 10%. I don't feel like I have seen 10% growth, and I feel like it's usually around 7%
That's what
growth
I was about to say.
over time. But our the numbers, and I will send you the sheet that shows you the ROI just for one of our properties in Punta Cana. They are at a 12% ROI right now. 12% ROI, meaning you invest your money in a short term a unit that you own. They manage it, and you're getting 12% return on your investment annually, and you own the unit, and that's just in one location.
So then we
That
have appreciation, right? That we're getting
we
off of
have
that unit,
we
right?
have appreciation,
And
and
then
all
we're
of the things that
getting,
happen when you are investing into an area that's consistently growing, and especially if you invest early. Especially, I'm gonna be honest, especially in places, certain African countries right now, especially Ghana. That's why you hear me talk about Ghana so much. Especially Ghana right now, it's just really Ghana today versus Ghana, let's say 4 to 5 years from now, two different places. It's going to be two different places. So investors, shoot, I'm glad we're having this conversation today. I don't want people to let fear last today. I think people should follow the money, because if you look around, you'll see a lot of people silently going over there, putting businesses over there, buying real estate, getting their dual citizenship and things of, when it's available. and things of that sort. I don't want people sitting here eating popcorn saying, "Oh, look at them, they're doing it too," and then
She
you
said
sitting
eat
here
popcorn.
missing out on it. Because people are going to come now. Fannie Mae, I don't know who your target, the capacity of your target audience, but I'm making this message especially for African American diaspora, which is people that just want to go back to the motherland. Listen, there are going to be people that are currently there taking advantage of this opportunity. I don't
Did you
want
hear that? She said,
Black
listen,
Americans
let's listen.
to miss it. Hmm?
Say it one more time.
There are going to be people, they are currently people, the usuals that are over there taking advantage of this opportunity silently and loudly within their community, educating their community. People are doing exactly what you and I just talked about, leveraging their assets here and buying over there and building up over there and starting businesses over there. I don't want African Americans to miss out on an opportunity to reinvest into our motherland. That makes sense?
Absolutely. 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 I am excited. We will be talking and because it's just about building wealth but also to leaving a legacy and just expanding your mind. Everything isn't for everybody, but it's about the information and the exposure. And if you guys know me, I first say you start with a plan and then you execute on this. And this could be a piece of the plan. And this is called exposure to the global market, right? Getting a consistent 12% return on your money. If you're not getting that right now, consider this. And it's passive. You don't have to worry about it. But then, I mean, I'm just sitting here like your vacations are free. You're writing those not, you know what I mean? You're writing those off. I mean, it's just so much. And so if you haven't considered that, like this is the wealth talk. We're talking money, money talk, wealth talk, and expanding our minds to the possibilities of building generational wealth. So if you want to get in touch with Jay Carter, give all your handles and everything of that nature.
So my handles are I am J Carter underscore everywhere. If you want to join the Diaspora Investment Club, it's $49 a month. I highly, even if you dip in for 1 month and say, I'm gonna just give this a 1 month investment, I'm perfectly okay with that. You'll get the information we have for that 1 month, and then you can come back when you're ready. But that is where you're going to get the most. I want to be posting more free stuff online, but that's where you want to get the community that you need, because a lot of people, they need time to see it being done. They need education. They need the resources. They need the tax professionals, the legal professionals. They need those direct contacts in order to feel comfortable. And also, you need to go there too. I like my people to not only just like buy without, some people like to buy sight unseen. Like, Jay, I've seen enough, I'm ready to purchase. But we also plan tours where we actually go and walk these properties before you even purchase it. And we do that inside of the bigger community and also the diaspora investment group. And I just want to make one more thing about that group. It also has a fund that we're working on. It's not official yet because there's some legalities, especially when you're doing a fund that invests internationally. But there's investment opportunities. So if you are afraid to invest on your own, you're afraid to invest money on your own or to utilize your HELOC. Some people ask me about financing. Financing overseas is available. I don't recommend it. I do recommend that you take the HELOC route and pay cash for your unit overseas, because the financing is totally different than the US. The interest rates are crazy. I would say I've seen something like 26%,
Mm,
but there's opportunities for you to actually group fund and group
mm,
invest into real estate. And what's coming in the future, I'm currently working on my Series 65. So for those who don't know, the Series 65 will give me the title of an accredited investor. And so once I get finished that, then I'm going to unleash the bigger thing that we have in the works right now. But small, like boutique apartment complexes is the future for that club. So if you kind of just like, I'm scared, I want to do it with a bunch of people, just wait. It's probably gonna be like 2026 though, but just wait, and then you can group invest and then get your returns that way to doing it on your own. But um,
Did I not say this is a boss lady here? And she's bringing the information, so like I'm saying, like the average person who's a little bit nervous, you can invest just a little bit. And I was going to ask you about that. So what, and I know this is the burning question maybe in people's mind. What would be something that they can work towards to invest? Is it 10,000, 50, 100? What is that? What would that average person look
so
investment like, just to give an example?
it really depends on the country. I feel like if we were to set up a consultation and you had a price point in mind, then we will only talk about the country that's in that price point.
Right.
But because investing can really start from anywhere from $4,500 up
Mm.
into $200,000. But those are totally different kind of investments and totally different countries. So we just had units that were selling for $50,000 in Ghana. They sold out like this. People cashed out and purchased them. So it's different tiers and levels of investments. Some are just land, some are actual, developed units, and there's also a lot to talk about with that. I mean, like we got to come back because even talking about the investments, they have
I
different levels.
know we gonna do a part two, but I wanted to give people the notion, like she said, a minimum, like you can start as little as $4,500. I don't know what that entails, but again, that's something, and you can go up to 200. Everybody has a spectrum. As a mortgage broker, I get the question, well, how much do I need for a down payment? And I says that's relative to what you get approved for, right?
Yes,
And some people think
exactly.
they need hundreds and hundreds and hundreds down, but what I say is it's relative to what you get approved for. We have zero down programs. We have 3% down. We have 5% down. It's not always 20% of 50,000, 60,000 down. It's different programs based upon different people. But what I'm saying is, don't that let that be the barrier for you getting the information and moving forward. And I do like the group investing and I think that's a really awesome thing, because now I can diversify my portfolio. I can invest a little bit, get my feet wet first, get my returns, and now I'm excited, right? Now, hey, I want to invest a little bit more, and I want to invest a little bit more. And this is not the taking your money and all those fake things. You can actually go to the properties, you can see them, you can travel, you'll get everything. Everybody is licensed, legit. It's a whole community and everything. So that's important to know too. But the key thing is to the mindset, right? The wealth building, generational wealth mindset, because over this last few years inflation keeps going up. And is your money keeping up with inflation? Is your investments surpassing inflations, or are you scared and you're putting your money under the mattress thinking that
Mhm.
that's some financial security, and it's not, because that $100, man, you spend $100, you can blink and spend $100. I don't even know what the world, so that same $100 mattress money.
Listen, just going to, I went to buy groceries the other day, literally probably had two small bags and spent $80. I'm still confused to today. Where did
What did I get?
right, exactly. So yes, and I'm the type of person that thinks about that too. Like I could have did so much with that $100. But here
Hmm.
I am buying some
Hmm. For $100, these eggs prices, but nevertheless, well, thank you so much. We're going to have a part two, and we're going to dive deeper. We're going to have some scenarios and everything of
eggs.
that nature. Don't be surprised if your girl, you see me out, I'm over somewhere in Ghana, Punta Cana, or somewhere.
Listen,
But
when two little announcements, because those of you who actually do want to travel, my so there's a larger community and then there's my investment club. So not the investment club, but the larger community is actually going to Punta Cana this month. Might be too fast for y'all because we're going towards the end of the month. But next month we're actually doing a property tour in Ghana. So for those of you who want information on that, let me know. If you got time and you want to you want to slide out to Ghana, I can help with that. We get inside the community, we can help with your visa and everything like that. And we're going there to actually walk the properties that people have purchased so that you can actually touch it and put your hand on it and talk to the developer. So we actually do property tours and we actually go on the ground. So if you're interested in that, let me know. If not,
oh,
we really go all year round to different places. So
there you go. So you could travel, get some write-offs, learn some new things, and then work on building your generational wealth, your retirement account. It's all about building wealth. Thank you so much. We are going to have a part two. We're going to dive into this more, but I did want you to get the information, reach out. Again, she's in the States. She's helped people in the States purchase real estate. Now she's going abroad. And the key thing is about Jay Carter, she just don't talk the talk, she walk the walk. And that's what you want. Somebody to walk the walk, somebody that has gone through it so they can get you level up, level up. Thank you so much. Thank you guys. Um at what is it? I am Jay Carter. Go ahead on. I
I
don't want to
N
mess it
J
up.
Carter underscore. INJ Carter underscore.
I am J Car underscore Optus Inc. at Fannie Mae West at Optus. All about your mortgages, build wealth. Again, mortgage is the vehicle, wealth is the destination. Let's get